What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back again with my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Monday, November 14th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. That is the only place that you will get updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. Let me know in the comment section who is your favorite and least favorite plays for today's slate. Finally, I got to give a shout out to BetMGM. They are the sponsor of this video. If you click the link in the description, follow the instructions, and head on over to BetMGM, you will get up to a $1,000 risk-free bet along with 2 free months of Stokastic plus Platinum. You will not find a better deal elsewhere. Now, we're going to round out the bottom of my top 10 with Killian Hayes, Scotty Barnes, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Morris, and Reggie Jackson on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. First up at number 5, I'm going to Klay Thompson. He's shooting guard, small forward, eligible, 5,300, projected for 31. The goal is 36. He's in the optimal lineup 22% of the time. Klay's playing a little bit more now than he had been earlier, and the Warriors are reeling a bit. Steve Kerr really dialed in the rotation. I think that's a good thing for someone like Klay. So he's just shy of a fantasy point per minute guy, 26% usage, 20 real points. Not much else. He's kind of immobile at this point. 4 boards, 2.5 assists, a stock and a half, but it is a massive pace up spot against San Antonio. And honestly, one of the better get right spots you're going to find. San Antonio, not a very good basketball team. The Warriors should handle them there. And with shooting guard, small forward eligibility, 5,300, would a 40 fantasy point Klay Thompson game feel all that crazy here against San Antonio? I don't think the answer is yes, or you know what I mean. He looks really good. That's what I'm trying to say. Play Klay Thompson, 5th today. In at number 4, we've got Kevin Porter Jr., point guard eligible, 7,100, and he could look even better if Jalen Green ends up sitting out here. 38 fantasy point projection for Porter, 45.5 point goal, 22% of the time he's in the optimal lineup. He's a little over a fantasy point per minute guy. It's not the best pace spot here against the Clippers, but it should be relatively competitive. They're only 5.5 point dogs. 35 minutes for Porter, 26% usage rate, 19.5 real points, 6.5 boards, 6.5 assists, a stock and a half. He does a little bit of everything. The price tag looks good. You would like a slightly better matchup, but on a 7-game slate, beggars can't be choosers. He's back now, and he looks good today. LaMelo Ball, point guard eligible, 8,400, projected for 47.5. The goal is 52. He's in the optimal lineup 24% of the time. He looked like he was on pace to play, 34, 36 minutes in his return. I'm going to go that direction now. It's a coin flip matchup against Orlando. I gave LaMelo 34 minutes, 1.39 fantasy points per minute, because we got to treat this with no Gordon Hayward like we have today and no Miles Bridges. So we have a bigger sample of what LaMelo Ball looks like in that case. 31% usage for Ball. That's 24 real points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 stocks. He is back. The minutes are there. The team is completely his. I mean, I guess you could say it's a little bit Terry Rozier, but this is LaMelo Ball's team. He's going to do whatever he wants out there. And if I'm right about the minutes, and I think that I am, $8,400 isn't enough. Honestly, this one's kind of crazy to me. Thad Young is number 2. Power forward eligible, 5,100. Projected for 32. The goal is 35. He's in the optimal lineup 25% of the time. Thad Young got the start this past weekend with no Fred VanVleet, no Pascal Siakam, and no Precious Achiuwa. Assuming he's starting again and playing 30 minutes, he looks really good. I think he's like a fantasy point per minute guy. It's a great spot against the Pistons. It is a slight pace up spot as well. 16% usage for Thad Young, 12 points, 8 boards. We're rounding those both up. 4 assists, 2 stocks. 5,100 feels like too much, but a 35-point fantasy goal for a person like Thad Young, if he's starting, seems totally reasonable. He should have center eligibility. He is their starting center, or at least he was on Saturday. So you are a little bit more limited, but the fact that you get power forward means you do have more options than if he were just center, which would be more realistic. Either way, Thad Young looks pretty good today on FanDuel. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Let me know in the comments who your favorite plays are, and then go sign up at BetMGM. Get a $1,000 risk-free bet and 2 free months of Stokastic plus Platinum. Your number one contender for today is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Small forward, power forward eligible. 11,300, projected for 63. The goal is 66. He's in the optimal lineup 30% of the time. No Drew Holiday here, no Chris Middleton, which means we know what Giannis does when those guys aren't on with him, and it's it's everything. 33 minutes here, 38% usage, 1.92 fantasy points per minute. I mean, that is insane. 38% usage, 32.5 real points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists. He gets a boost across every single rate. A steal, a block, a pace up spot, a big one in fact, 2.5 possessions over their average taken on Atlanta. It will not look any better than this. 11-3 is not enough for Giannis. No matter what happens today, it just makes Giannis look better, unless Giannis gets ruled out, obviously. But any value that opens up just allows you to get to him even more. The easy, no-brainer number one contender for today. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Monday, November 14th. DraftKings version of this video is around here somewhere, so check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win some money. We are back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.